What is up, everybody? In this video, I want to share with you how you can get the most value in trading possible and how you can get consistently profitable a lot fucking faster. And we're going to be talking about proprietary trading firms, but more importantly, we're going to talk about the proprietary trading firm I've started. Like, I've started one. This has been the first week, and this coffee footage you're seeing right here, this is with the first trader who's come through, and I'm going to talk more about this trader, but this is the first guy. Now, here's the thing. It's not Eval style, so you're not paying to try out with me. This specific trader he's not paying to have me coach him full fucking time. And when I say full-time fucking coaching, I'm with him in the morning, watching everything he's doing, and then we're reviewing all of his trades together. So it's full fucking time. However, since we're starting a prop firm together, obviously I want something out of it, right? And that's us splitting profits at the end of it. So this is going to be about a big project I've started. A lot of people are already interested in it, but I want to talk about why I think proprietary trading firms are a great way for you guys to get consistent faster. Because there's so many fucking reasons. And when I talk about prop firms, I'm not talking about eval companies like Apex, Top Step, none of those motherfuckers. That is strictly funding. There's nothing proprietary about it. Earn a trade. If you go down their career path, you get put on a desk and you can choose Helios Trading. This specific trader in this footage was with Helios. And by the way, when you're trading for Helios prop firm, there's nobody there. There's no coaching, accountability partner, risk manager, no psychologist, no nothing. You are on your own. That is not, in my opinion, prop trading. I'm talking about tier 1 prop trading or something of the nature where you're getting help. And I want to talk about why that's so fucking important. So, if you don't know who Dr. Brett Steenbarger is, he's arguably one of the greatest trading psychologists out there. And I remember him talking once, and he said, if you want to be a gold medal Olympian, you're going to have a lot harder time getting there by yourself. You probably aren't going to make it by yourself. You actually need a team. Really think about it for a minute. If you want to be a top performer in any sport, because in my opinion, day trading, especially if you're scalping like me, day trading is a sport. It's athleticism. And think about it this way. Look at any fucking top performing team out there, whether it's football or even F1, the support staff that the drivers have, the car that's engineered for them can make a difference. That can be edge. So when you have a team, when you have supporting people helping you on the journey, that's edge. And that makes your edge more edgy, if you will. And also, when you're on a desk with other traders, like S&B Capital, they sent me out an email, and this is what they said, actually. So this is obviously a sales pitch on their behalf, but listen to what they say carefully. Let's cut to the chase. Trading is hard. You need every edge you can get to make it in this business. And as a prop firm with several 7-figure and even 8-figure per year traders, having a large and robust edge is what we're known for. So let's talk about this for a moment. So having large and robust edge. So, and this is what I'm kind of noticing with the other traders I'm working with. I already have 3 traders lined up. That's it. I'm thinking it's going to take me like 6 months to just get them consistent, and it may even take a year. Who knows? This may blow up in my face and not even fucking work. Again, we're going to talk more about this journey. However, when I share my edge with other traders, and I've noticed this with my coffee subs and other traders that are trying to model what I do, they take what I do, and hopefully they don't fucking modify it too much. The ones that I notice are taking what I am doing and finding some form of consistency is taking what I'm doing, but they're kind of exploiting it slightly different. So the edge I'm using when others are attempting to use it, and what they're doing is they're essentially expanding the edge. They're seeing things I didn't see. I have some guys that are trying to exploit what I'm doing, but instead of scalping, they're pushing it for bigger trades. I have a buddy of mine that wants me to get back into holding trades. I've brainwashed myself through hypnosis sessions to just scalp. Talk a lot about hypnosis in my other psychological videos, by the way. If you want to check those out, I'm not going to fucking put them on this TV. But I have two traders that are trying to push what I'm doing a little further on a bigger time frame, and I think it's possible based off of like using slips and reclaims. And if this is your first time listening to me, I definitely recommend watching other videos because some of what I'm saying may not make sense. But either way, the edge starts to get broader and broader. So people are finding more and more components of that edge and are exploiting it. So the core edge is starting to evolve. Okay, so it gets broader. So when we look at this email, it says, having a large and robust edge is what we're known for. SMB has a fuckload of traders. And those traders, the fuckload of traders they have, all have edge. And it's all different edge. But when newer traders come in, they learn about the different edges. They get paired up on teams. And when a trader starts to find their own edge, it's usually their own unique identity that can have the essence of somebody else's edge. So therefore, SMB having a large, robust edge, that's only possible because they have so many fucking traders. So their edge is huge. It's like, well, you could do this, 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 or this, or this. This guy's getting this to work. This guy's getting that to work. This guy makes this work. And then they figure out, like, where your personality is. You know, are you a scalper, a swing trader? Are you an options guy? And then they put you on teams. And then when you get consistent, you start to expand on that edge, thus making it bigger. So when you're in the team environment, it is, in my opinion, that you're just getting more exposure to more edge. So therefore, you have a better probability of actually becoming a seven-figure trader. I think seven-figure trading as a retail trader is a fucking hard. Most guys are making less than six figures, and then even less guys are doing about six figures. I mean, if you look at the payouts on Eval accounts, only a few of the guys are making most of the money, and they're just six-figure traders. We're just not seeing seven-figure trading. And I think in order for me to have a shot at it, or you guys to have a shot at it, you're going to need a team. That's just how I think it is. How are you going to become a gold medalist Olympian on your own? Without the supporting team, without the supporting staff, without good coaching. Because when you're doing retail trading, and I do want to finish this real quick. Okay, so they say, having large and robust edge is what we're known for, and nowhere is that edge more evident than in scalping. That's what I've been saying for a long time. I've been talking about scalping. Quick hit and run trading. They've adapted to these current environments. Mike Bellafiore was on a show not too long ago, and he talks about how the traders had to adapt to these current environments. That's what I've been talking about. They say, in fact, in our nearly 2 decades of experience, it's the fastest and easiest way to become consistently profitable. Scalping. That's what I fucking do. So they also have, and I know it's a sales pitch or what have you, but, you know, I see guys that go in there with less experience than me that come out and make more money than me. And I have inside guys, because I know so many people in the community now. I have inside guys in specific prop firms, and I know what's going on in the industry. And they tell me what it really looks like. So, again, it's in my opinion, having a team is very imperative. And going back to the retail trader, this is where you're really fucking handicapped. You need to find the edge, but it's also a psychological game. It absolutely is. So you're fighting two battles. Trying to find edge, but dealing with the psychological part of trading. So in this video here, I talk about, it's called New Trader Psychology, link in the description. So in this video, I talk about how every time you put on a trade, you're feeling emotions. And if you're continuously feeling negative emotions, you're starting to anchor that into your trading psychology. So therefore, you're creating really bad psychology, and you could be doing this for years and not realize it. I really recommend this fucking video. This video is going to guide you to a fuckload of other trading psychology videos. And this video right here is called Ideal Trading Emotions. This will also be in the description. So will the coffee. Copy and paste the coffee link in your URL, because some people try to open it and it doesn't work. So if it's not working, copy and paste it. But with that being said, this is a really recent video, really solid video on trading emotions. So when you're becoming a when you're being a retail trader, you're so focused on trying to find edge. I get it. But here's the thing. You're not going to be able to maximize that edge or really expose that edge if your trading psychology is fucked up. Because you're going to be chasing trades, you're going to be tilting, you're going to be revenge trading. And if you're not doing the review process, which a lot of people are guilty of not doing, when you're not reviewing the trades, you're not seeing where you're fucking up. And as a new trader, a lot of people are so focused on trying to find edge, which you need to be doing in the beginning. You need to be finding that technical edge in the charts or scalping or whatever you're doing. Right? There's so much edge out there. I just know my edge, right? But with that being said, you're experiencing a lot of emotions, and I've dealt with so many fucking traders because I like doing this. Like, if I didn't get to talk to traders, I would not like this shit. And for me, I'm very passionate about talking about trading in this industry. That's why my fucking videos are so fucking long, okay? So with that being said, you're unaware that you're anchoring emotions. You're unaware you're anchoring emotions, negative emotions, to chart patterns or P&L swings. So every time you see something happen on a chart, it's triggering a negative emotion. And as you continue to do that, it becomes a habit and you're not realizing that. Whereas when you're with a coach or on a prop team or whatever, someone like me, I can tell when you're feeling upset, and I can interject, and I can stop the emotion from getting out of control. And then when I review trades, like with Greg here, that's the name of the first trader going through my prop firm. When I'm working with Greg here, by the way, just a little backstory on Greg, I believe he started trading in 1998, and he's been using DOM and tape this entire time. And he was consistently profitable for a really long time, making $50,000 to $70,000 a year. But in the last 3 years, he lost his edge. Like, I've made videos like this one here called Order Flow Doesn't Work. And Greg understands this presentation, and he agrees with me fully that order flow is completely shifted from started. Again, 3 years ago, he started, just losing it. Like what he was doing with tape, pure order flow guy, like a pure DOM guy. You're not talking about all this charting and all that bullshit. You're talking a pure DOM guy. So if anybody understands how order flow has shifted, it's him. Now, in the end of this video, I do talk about the usefulness of order flow. It's not that it's completely useless, but the edge it once offered is not there, in my opinion, and you can't read it to make good scalping decisions on entry. You can't read it to get that instant tick or two, in my opinion. You can read it for contextual stuff, or hey, there's liquidity here or whatever. But yeah, this is a pure order flow guy. However, another issue is not just the order flow shifting, has been his emotions for this entire time. And now we live in an era of trading where I think you can't make as many mistakes. I think you have to be less sloppy as a trader. And I think maybe Greg could get away with sloppiness back in the day, and now that's progressively gone away. You have to be really tight. And I just think as markets became more and more globally arbitraged, it all shifted. You know, my presentation talks about that. However, trading emotions, he's really good. He's consistent. I've seen a lot of his P&Ls. He knows how to trade, but he'll have these moments where he just loses his shit because he can't handle losers, and he'll just blow out fucking weeks of work. Well, when you're working with somebody like me, I can stop that from happening. I can do like temperature checks. How you feeling, Greg? How you feeling? I'm feeling a little good. Ah, fuck, I missed that. And then I listen to him speaking. I'm like, okay, we need to stop for a minute. There were a few times in our coaching session where I've stopped him from making mistakes. There was one day where he immediately FOMO'd a trade. I'm like, get your hands off the fucking mouse. And then I just calmed him down. We relived that situation. And what I'm doing is I'm programming his mind to associate that specific price action with being calm, content, and patient. Those are the ideal trading emotions you need to have, even when shit is not working out. Greg has decades of seeing stuff rip without him or seeing losers hit against him, that the pattern of seeing that happen in his P&L triggers emotions, because those emotions are picking up on that pattern on the charts and triggering, well, those emotions. Me being able to interject and stop it, being a pattern interrupt. I'm what you would call a pattern interrupt. I'm stepping in and going, stop. And there's been a few moments. There was a moment where he was about to short, and I go, hey, don't click that. Hands off the mouse. And then what I do is like calm him down, and I just talk to him. I would do like this meditative speaking in our first session, like, you are calm, you're patient, you are content. And I would just talk him through the fucking session. You are calm, you are patient, you are waiting for the right moment. You are a professional trader. And just whispering sweet nothings in his ears, because hypnosis is a big thing for me. That's something I use on myself and other people, and I've had great results with it. And I believe bringing that into the world of trading really can help expedite guys getting consistent. I really do. I think me offering my deep understanding of traders' psychology and knowing how to fix specific problems is edge you guys wouldn't have access to if you were doing this on your own. So that's sort of an example. You guys have to be your own psychologist. You have to be your own accountability partner. You have to be your own risk manager. And you have to essentially force yourself to review your own trades. And a lot of the magic, I would say most of the magic comes from trade review. And as you can see in my footage, Greg and I sit down and we're going to review every fucking trade, no matter how long it fucking takes. So this is where you fucked up. This is what you could have done better. And then I start to look at his mouse cursor, because he's a scalper like me, very similar trading to me. So I look at his mouse cursor. I'm like, Greg, your mouse cursor is too far away. Notice the distance of travel. You need to keep your mouse cursor tight. Then I would start to notice Greg is leaving a tick on the table. A lot of what I do is limit in, limit out. He would limit in and he would mark it out, but he was leaving a tick on the table. And as a scalper, that extra tick does add up. So I'd be pointing out these things. So the next session, he gets really tight. His mouse is like, he's not leaving it or pushing it across the other side of the screen. So me just coaching him and saying, hey man, this is where you fucked up. I mean, this is shit you guys got to do for yourself. Okay. So like, you're really at a huge disadvantage attempting to do this for yourself, because God damn it, you got to be motivated to fucking review your trade. And I feel most traders don't hold themselves accountable to doing this shit. I feel that you're more inclined to doing something for somebody else, like starting your own business, because trading for yourself is starting your own business. Starting any business, really, You have to be motivated and you have to be a self-starter to do your fucking tasks. Because nobody, hey, you need to fucking do this or you get fired. Nah, it's like if I feel like fucking off and not reviewing, then I won't. However, when you're dealing in a prop environment and you're obligated to fucking review, you have to review, otherwise you're going to get kicked out. You're more inclined to doing it because there's this level of accountability. Like when you work a job or work for a boss, you're more likely to do your tasks. Otherwise, you're going to lose your fucking job. So it takes a real special person to be able to pull it off on their own, to just do what they have to do all the time. And let's face it, a lot of us get lazy. Even I have. And it's like, fuck, I would only review my bad trades. And then once I started reviewing my good trades again, I started to get a lot better. And it's just like out of just sheer laziness, if you will. However, now that I'm working with other traders, seeing them do their work makes me want to do more of my work and be a better trader myself. So when you're in this group environment and you're seeing other guys do real well and you see the level of work they're doing, you're going to probably want to do that as well. You're going to want to step up to the plate, especially if you're a competitive person. You're like, well, fuck, they're doing it. Oh, fuck, he got consistent. Oh, fuck, whatever, you're more inclined to actually following through. So that's kind of another deal that's going on. And again, as somebody who's just doing it on your own, it's just like, fuck. And also, like, just having access to fucking Edge, for fuck's sakes. When you're brand new and you're consuming YouTube videos, you're going to get lost in the sauce. And typically, if you can get onto a good prop desk, they have Edge they can share with you that you can start attempting to exploit. Now, obviously, there's going to be skill issue. Just because somebody's showing you Edge doesn't mean it's going to instantly work for you, because this job does require a tremendous amount of experience and skill in order to pull it off. Mental skill, technical skill, and just experience, because when market conditions and regimes are shifting, you got to know what to fucking do. And if you've never experienced regime shifts, then you're not going to know how to make the adjustment and you're going to get fucked up. However, when you're in a professional environment, and by no means is my prop firm professional. All right, I'm just starting off here. I'm trying, though. However, when you're in a professional environment, when regime shifts happen and things change, you have more experienced traders that can help you make that adjustment. So it really is my belief guys can get there a lot fucking faster through good prop firms. Now, not all prop firms are the same, and we're not talking about straight evals, okay? There's nothing proprietary about it. It's literally just fucking funding. That is it. Not all prop firms are the same. There's like tier 1 prop firms like S&B Capital, but then you have these lower tiered firms where, yeah, you're working with other guys, but nobody's really helping you. And I feel that there really is no competition in this industry, really. I don't see much. The only other person that I see doing it is Merit with Apteros, but other than that, you have all these other fucking evals. So you may be thinking, well, Fat Cat, why don't you start an eval and just collect money from failed traders? I mean, that seems like a winning formula. Yes, it does. However, I don't want to fucking do this. I want to beat the game. I want to beat the game. I want to solve the problem and beat the fucking game. Okay? I don't really give a fuck about that. And here's a problem with that. There are more and more eval companies coming out. So therefore, there's more and more competition. So therefore, there are more and more companies for you guys to choose. So therefore, more and more of these companies are starting to have to share the pool of traders, okay? So in the beginning, there was only a few eval companies. They had access to the largest majority, but now that's getting spread out. And as some of these eval companies, like Apex, fucks their reputation, you guys start to jump ship, all right? Like eval companies that aren't paying people out or whatever. However, eval companies like Top Step or whatever, watch our fucking channel and get free resets. They're literally like casinos. Eval companies are like casinos, and they offer you discounts or affiliate bullshit, or notice how I never plug them for affiliate links to get extra money. You notice how I never plug Eval companies affiliate links? You notice that? Okay? There's a reason for that. I just don't want to plug shit I don't believe in. Maybe one day I'll be a sellout if the price is high enough, because I do like money. But as of now, I'm not doing it. Okay? But anyways, they're doing shit like this Top Step TV shit. Get your free reset. You got to watch these guys fucking ramble on, right? And most people don't want to be there. They just want their free reset. So they're doing things to entice you because they're essentially a casino. Now, I think evals are great. I think it's a great way for you to get access to capital to trade for yourself. I think they're absolutely great. The problems are the ones that don't pay you out or they fucking dick you around. And that's a real problem when you have to deal with that. But other than that, I think they're great. I know there's probably some that are very reputable, where they're just paying you out on time, and that's that. I think they're a great way to get access to capital because you proved you can trade, so here's some money. However, there's more and more of them, and it is in my opinion, I don't think these eval companies make... I'm sure they make good money, but I don't think they make the big bucks a tier 1 proprietary trading firm like SMB or Kirshner or these other ones make. I think some of these tier 1 prop firms make a lot fucking more money, because if they truly do have 7-figure, 8-figure traders, well, none of these eval fucking companies seem to have 7-figure traders. None of them. They all seem to be 6-figure traders, and there's not very many of them. And one company, Lilu, nobody talks about them. They used to be the hot shit. Now nobody talks about them. More competition. But they post what their traders are withdrawing and all that. So their traders are 6-figure traders. So it is in my opinion that going the legitimate route while being a lot more challenging, more hard, is going to just make more money for me. I'm doing it for money. But it's also going to give the opportunity for you guys to make more money because you're getting actual professional help. And my split is 50-50 with Greg and the other 2 traders that are coming along. They understand that the split is right down the middle. But that's because, I mean, hell, once you watch these sessions, you're going to realize the amount of fucking work I have to put into this. Like, the amount of work is tremendous. It's a tremendous undertaking, and I'm not getting paid shit. And, you know, some of these kids and shit, they can't fucking afford it. And what I don't like is, sure, I'll coach you for fucking 10 grand a month or whatever. But what I don't like about that, it's like F1 or any racing league. It's like these guys with money buy their way in. But the thing is, they may not be that talented. Whereas when I got some fucking Colombian kid who can't even afford fucking Jigsaw, but he's got passion, heart, and soul, and he's hungry. He's fucking hungry. He wants it because he doesn't have anything. He really wants it. When I got a kid like that and he's doing all the work necessary, this kid has fucking talent. And I want to give people who have fucking talent the shot. I don't give a fuck if somebody can buy in. You know what I mean? I want people who have talent. I'm looking for low-hanging fruit. Okay? So, yeah, this path is going to be more rigorous, but look at the other side of it. There's a huge potential for all of us to make more money. There's more potential because Greg has only been he's not been a 6-figure trader. If I'm pushing him and I'm coaching him, I can get him to making 6 figures. I know I can. I really believe it in my heart. I am so delusional that I really thoroughly believe I can do this. And let me explain this. Because I've been doing my coffee for quite some time now, probably a year and a half at this point, maybe less. And I've been dealing with a lot of traders that have been watching me for years. And I tell you guys that it's going to take, on your own as a retail trader, it's going to take you multiple years to get consistent. Okay? Now, I believe with proper guidance, full-time guidance, such as myself, you can get there sooner. So I notice certain traders starting to get consistent. I'm noticing guys get consistent who have been following me and trying to model what I'm doing. I've noticed a handful, not many, but a handful of guys getting consistent that are constantly listening to me. They're getting there. Yeah, they have to put in a lot of work. They got to review. They got to work on their psychology because I can't press the button for you. In the end, you're the one who has to perform. But with just my gentle guidance, they take credit. I want them to take credit for their ability to get consistent because, again, I'm not pressing the button. But just listening to where I'm finding edge, how I'm doing it, when I'm doing the work on my internal shit, the tools I'm using, the very specific nuances of just getting there. What I'm noticing is when guys are actually applying this shit, they're getting fucking consistent. Now, nobody's like crushing it, but I'm seeing it. I'm finally fucking seeing it. And again, it's not many guys. So I begin to think, I'm like, okay, well, if I'm seeing some of these guys get consistent and I'm not like coaching them full time, I bet if I just went fucking balls deep into this, they would, I think I could get them there a lot sooner, a lot quicker. There's no reason it wouldn't fucking work. I don't understand how it would not fucking work. Okay? And God damn it, my first week with Greg, holy shit. Let's just put it this way. I think in a month, this guy's going to be a complete different animal. And I'm going to have him come on the show sometime. I'm going to have him come on the channel sometime. But I think this guy's going to be a complete fucking different animal than he was when I started with him. Because I'm going to probably coach him for a month, sort of turn them loose, and then I'm going to bring the next guy in for about a month, then the next guy, and then I'm going to keep rotating them around until I got them making good money, because the splits are 50-50. I don't want these guys to be barely consistent. Like, I need them to be making good money. My goal is to get them to be making about $2,000 a day. That way, when we split it, they have 1,000, I have 1,000. However, I'm trying to grow prop firms, so it's not like I just walk away with 1,000. I'm already have a risk manager that I'm gonna hire. Obviously a buddy of mine in the community. A lot of these people I'm pulling are from the community. So like, I want to grow it. I would love to have, I don't want it to just be remote. I want to have an office as well, because the Christmas parties we throw are gonna be fucking wild. I'm just saying. You know those Wolf of Wall Street parties? That's what I'm fucking wanting to do. Seriously, because you guys know how fucking unhinged I am. So, that for me is just so fucking cool to just have a team of guys fucking crushing it. Like, I want to fucking dominate. And I just feel the fire inside of me, and I just know I can fucking do it. Because, like, trust me, when I got into trading, I had a lot of doubts about just making it as a trader. But as far as coaching and raising traders and making a successful prop firm, this is one of the few things in my life where I have absolutely zero doubt in my mind. And as a lot of you guys may or may not know, I'm a real big spiritual guy, and I really do believe in the law of attraction. And you know, just please respect my opinion. I have another channel called The Cult of Cat, but I have a lot of weird synchronicities that happen in my fucking life. And it's happening with my girlfriend too, as well, because I've been getting her onto this shit. We just have I just have so many weird paranormal experiences that it's just like something's going on. So I believe when you believe with something with your heart and fucking soul, 100%, it's just gonna happen. Is this path going to be filled with challenges? Absolutely. If you listen to somebody like David Goggins, he says when you do something really hard, you got to embrace the suck. Embrace the fail. And I've had to learn to do that by becoming a trader, like becoming the trader I am now. I've had to learn to and love every moment of it. Even when it seems to be frustrating, I've learned to brainwash myself into delusion going, hey, I like this. When my P&L swings up and down, break even 6 fucking times, I'm like, this is great because I handled this calmly, and that makes me that much more of a professional trader. When I hit fucking close to drawdown and I turn the fucking thing around and I'm green, that happened this week. It's on the coffee as well. My narration from yesterday, I believe, which would be August 22nd. I'm right on fucking drawdown because I'm so tired from coaching Greg. But I keep my shit mentally together, and I just come out of the hole, and I do fine. I don't remember what I pulled. It was like 14, 1600, somewhere in that realm. But, like, I think to be a good trader, you got to, like, just be so confident that you can just get out of any problem. Because I'll tell you this. A lot of you may think consistency is just you winning all the time. It's not. I definitely experienced a lot of struggle in my trading or a lot of shit failing and just chopping around in P&L. But I like it. I love it because I know I can get out of it, and just that, yeah, I could fucking crush this even though I'm having problems, and I do. And I believe, because I believe you have to be so delusional in order to pull this off. You have to delusionally believe you can do it. And you have to be delusionally patient, delusionally calm, and delusionally content with whatever's happening. And for the prop guys that are coming on with me, I mean, hell, news media, social media, the media in general, every piece of content you consume influences your subconscious mind. And obviously propaganda works. It brainwashes people. All sorts of propaganda works. It brainwashes people. And I think modern society is really good at brainwashing people into negative things. Why can't I do the opposite? Why can't I wash you guys into really believing in yourself, believing into doing this, and being infinitely patient to where you never experience tilt. And when you're getting fucked up, you're okay with it. That's something I think I can offer that other prop firms can't offer, is that deep psychological thing where I can just brainwash you into just really being delusional to the point you think you can do it. And when people come in, it's like, this is what I'm going to do to you. Why? You can do the opposite of what the media does and propaganda. You can make your life better by doing the opposite. That's why I like making these videos and stuff, and I'm love encouraging and hyping guys up. And I'm telling Greg, this is what our Chat with Trader episodes are going to be. Mine's is going to be called The Man Who Makes Seven-Figure Traders. And then my book's going to be called Coming Out of the Closet. If you've not seen my 5,000 sub special, I'll link it right here. So here's my 5,000 subscriber special. And it is a literal tour of my trading desk. Right there, there's Womack. But literally, I used to trade in a closet, and I share the story. So I'm going to make a book called Coming Out of the Closet. It's obviously clickbait. But how inspiring it would it be to go from closet to prop and just have a multi-million-dollar fucking prop firm? And I told Greg, my Chat with Traders episode is going to be The Man Who Makes Seven-Figure Traders, and yours is going to be Old Dog Learns New Tricks. Because there's a saying, you can't teach an old dog new tricks, and Greg's old school. He's older than me, and he's been trading since the late 90s. And I believe I can teach an old dog new tricks. So, I love hyping him up. I gas him up in such a positive way, and he just gets so excited and so happy. He's so jacked to the tits that he wants to review, he wants to show up, he wants to perform good, he wants to fucking do this. And whereas other prop firms, you might get cussed out for fucking up. And they may try to get you to perform with fear. And it's my belief, because, I raised a child for 5 years. My ex-girlfriend had a kid, and she didn't know her father, but I raised this girl from the age of 2 to 7, and I fucking crushed it. It's my belief men need other men, especially young men, especially if you didn't have a good father figure. I think all men need good male role models. And just being able to do that for you guys, because the young guys out there, you guys, like, you can't help it. You look up to people. You look up to people, and if I can be the most ideal role model possible and it really inspire the young guys, I mean, that obviously crafts a level of loyalty with me, but seeing them get excited, seeing them accomplish something hard, that's a huge amount of satisfaction for myself. And this is how I'm going to create more value for myself as well. I believe, I mean, in business, if you want to grow a big, successful business, identify people's problems and create a large amount of value around that. And the thing is, you guys want to get consistent, and you don't want to just get consistent, but you want to make a lot of fucking money. So that's the issue a lot of you guys have. And here's the ultimate way of value. And this Greg series is huge. People fucking love watching me coach this fucking guy. You can hear his voice. And really, as more people subscribe to the coffee, that, in a sense, is paying for Greg's coaching. But it's also allowing you guys to, like, learn. Because I noticed that when we have somebody like Greg and I'm coaching them and teaching them, I'm noticing a lot of traders are getting a lot of value of watching me coach another trader versus just watching me trade. So there's something here. And the response is amazing. And then more people want to do this. And ultimately, I do want more people to do this. In the end, I want you guys to work for me. But the problem is there's so many of you and one of me. And for me, it's like I got to crank out one super soldier at a time. I'm not trying to jam a fuckload of guys at once and survival of the fittest. That's what a lot of prop firms do. They do survival. And in my opinion, I think there's a lot of potential talent that just never quite makes it. That's in really any industry, period. There's like these kids that are phenomenal go-kart drivers, race car drivers, but these kids don't have access to money, so they never their talent never gets cultivated, and they go their lives without really opening that door, and that's kind of sad. So I believe a lot of these prop firms fuck up because it's survival of the fittest, and they're so big at this point that they can kind of do that. But I think with more of a hands-on approach and really honing in one or two guys at a time and really cultivating a small group until they're really crushing it, then moving on to the next guy, quality over quantity. That's my theory on this, is quality over quantity. So it's, in my opinion, like, I just want to turn this industry upside down and just be that prop firm that is just doing it different, because I just see gaps in the industry and I just see these opportunities that I can plug. So I think there's a lot of guys that come through prop firms that just don't quite get what they need. And they might almost be there and they just have to go because they aren't getting the support they fucking need. So I've also have struggled to, because I'm like, there could be a point where I may not be able to trade anymore. I fucking love trading, and I do want to share this part of it. I want to experience seven-figure trading, and I've really struggled with it over the last year. Like, I have the talent and the ability to get guys through this. I know I do. And I want to do it this method, because I don't like coaching for money per hour, because my theory is with that is like, if you paid me, then what do I give a fuck if you have success or not, right? You paid me. I'm going to do my best or whatever. I may not even do my best. I'm going to coach you, give you my time, but like, if you don't make it, I got paid. whatever. I like to get paid for performance. So if I'm not doing good as a coach, that means you guys aren't making it. I'm not going to get paid. So I like the whole mentality of, if I get paid because you're getting paid, then I'm more inclined to performing better. And I like getting paid based off performance. I love it. So, plus it would be really expensive to get this kind of coaching. And I think full-time coaching is what's really needed. I think, an hour here or there may be helpful, but it's not going to be nearly as helpful as what Greg got for this week. And he's telling me, he's like, fuck, dude, this is like, he was telling me it's like, I don't know, 3 months or a year of just what he got in a week. He said is like a 3 months to a year of just like, but he also gasses me up. He overhypes me. So we got to watch what he says there. But he really feels that what we've done and achieved this week is just, he got more from just a week with me than he did watching my coffee for the last year and a half or whatever. And he's just getting a lot more because you're going to. I'm like right there with you. So I've had to grapple with this might get so big that I may never make it. But I know I can get Greg or other traders a lot better than I've ever been. Because honestly, if I had access to myself and I had a clone of myself sitting right here, I would be able to push myself harder and further and get myself to do the work more consistently and talk myself out of tilt or FOMO more effectively. I know if I had the mentor aspect that I'm providing, I would just be a lot better of a trader than I am now. So, it's like, fuck, man, I may have to give up trading, and not anytime soon, but if this gets big enough, I need to focus on the firm, and I need staff that is okay with not trading. And I have a guy who's going to be my risk manager, and I'm training him how to do it. So he obviously gets a cut of my split. So the trader walks away with 50%. It's not we pay the staff, then you get 50%. It's no, you get 50%. And then my 50% goes to paying staff, and then hopefully getting technology, hopefully getting deals done to where we can get really good commission rates. I'd like to get, $1 round turn on ES. I mean, as for scalpers, that would be huge for us if we could get our fucking commissions down a lot. I mean, there's just advantage in that. So getting you guys onto better technology, getting you guys onto something like TT Trader, which is like a super dom, getting you guys the best data possible, that all costs money. So not to mention the amount of effort I gotta do. And then it's just like, and then Greg wants to be a senior trader. He wants to help other traders. Well, I think it's fair that guys that are helping other traders like these, like Greg or whatever, I think it's fair for him to get some form of payment that is not from his trading efforts. Because if he's going to cultivate and train and help other traders, I think it's fair for you guys to get a cut of like coffee money or whatever other money I have coming in that's not, money we made from prop trading. I think it's important that, look at Tarukin. Damn, boy, you look good. So I think, it's important to treat everybody well and to fucking pay you fucking guys too. It makes no sense to me how these eval companies, I should say, aren't paying you guys because you're a fucking asset. Unless they're keeping you on demo, then you're obviously costing them money. But if you're on a live account and they're going to jerk you around, they're essentially fucking, you're like a cow producing milk. Why would they not want to treat you well? And I know that making sure everybody's like happy and all that shit, that's important. Within reason. I mean, there's going to be bad eggs and there's people that are going to need to be fired and there's people that just don't fit in, because if I have somebody who has a lot of talent, who can make a lot of money, but he's just a fucking not working well with us, fuck him. That guy needs to go because the fucking energy and effort with dealing with such an abrasive personality, I could fucking cultivate 10 guys that are easygoing versus that one guy that's just a fucking pain in the ass. So shit like that. So people have been asking, why did Greg get opportunity? How do I get an opportunity? Well, you got to understand that Greg has been, there's many reasons. He's a coffee sub, but it's not that he's a coffee sub. He's a dom trader like me. He's a scalper like me. So for me, it's easier to fucking coach those guys. Like if you guys are like swing trading or using Bollinger Bands or trade options or trade gold or crude, I don't know shit about any of that. It is, in my opinion, it's a lot easier to coach and teach guys that trade like me. So that's kind of important. I'm gonna be, and that's what they do in these tier 1 prop firms. They put you on a team. Scalpers with scalpers, swing traders with swing traders. There's a reason they fucking do that, okay? Same thing with like Apteros, Merit. Most of Merit's traders are Nadro traders. Naturally, it's going to be easier for him to coach and guide guys that are doing his edge. If you're doing some random wacky shit, he's just that he doesn't understand you. So guys that are like scalpers that are just doing shit that are very similar, the more you're modeling me, the closer you are doing what I'm doing, and the more, and especially if you're doing it in the ES, the more effective I will be at helping you. So Greg has that going for him. Number 2, he studies the fuck out of my material. And he would comment on these coffee videos, and a lot of people don't. Most people don't. So he'd be commenting on these coffee videos, and, you know, he has a part-time job now because trading stopped working for him. He had to get a part-time job for this now. So what does he do when he comes home? He fucking studies the fuck out of what I do. He's reverse engineering what I do. He's passionate. That tells me he's passionate. I need that passion. But he's also willing to put in the work to figure this out because he wants it. He doesn't want to give up on this dream. And I see that in him because, like, he also has experience, a lot of fucking more experience than me. And he has the level of experience he has. I see there's a lot of talent within him and a lot of untapped potential and talent. So it's kind of like I'm on top of a huge oil well, and I'm just trying to drill into it, and I'm trying to get that fucking oil to just bang out. And because of the amount of experience he has, he's been through regime shifts. Because, like, I don't want to deal with new traders. I'm sorry if you're a brand new trader. I just don't want to deal with that. I need low-hanging fruit. I need guys with experience who's seen shit, who's been through shit, who understands what it really is. And even though he's sort of struggling, he still has a tremendous amount of experience, and that's so important. And if we can just get his emotions on point, which we are, god damn, it's just the amount of talent he has, this untapped talent. This motherfucker, I know, can be a fucking $300,000 a year trader. I know he could be a $300,000 a year trader. And even though we're splitting that, he's making more than what he would by himself. But also, another thing Greg has going is he's like, dude, I don't want to do this for the money. I don't care about the money. He's like, I just want to go on this fucking journey with you. Greg is like a fucking dog that doesn't give a fuck where we're going. He wants to get in the car, hang his head out the window, and go for a ride. And he wants to be a fucking senior trader, and he wants to help young guys. At his job, he's a manager, and he's such a mentor to these young guys. Like, him and I are alike in a lot of sense, that he's like, you know, one guy might need it, like one of these kids needs a cigarette break, and he's like, yeah, go take it. And he's like, and the kid might be like, well, the other manager doesn't like that. And he's like, nah, fuck him. You go take your cigarette break. Greg just wants to go for the ride. And in the beginning, there's a lot of risk. We just may not make money. This could be a waste of his time, my time, and we both know the risk. It's kind of like Apple in the early days, the company Apple. They started in a garage. There was that one guy who owned a huge amount of shares that ended up selling them early. I don't remember who that partner was, but apparently he lives in a trailer now. But, you know, it's like buying Bitcoin when it wasn't worth shit. It's like, we don't know where this is going to go, and there's a lot of risk in that. Okay? If you buckle up and you believe in the vision and you go for the ride, if we do make it, which I'm very certain we will, then we become this big thing like S&B Capital. Then for a lot of guys, it's going to be a lot harder to get into. At that point, there will be so many guys that maybe survival of the fittest is the best, and we cultivate that. So in the beginning, the amount of effort and attention I'm giving is something I just may not be able to give when we got, 50 guys on a desk. I may not be able to be giving the attention, care per individual trader that I can now. So it's kind of like working at Apple now. Yeah, you got access to all these benefits and you can drink, you got a meditation room and all that. But at that point, you're just a fucking cog in the wheel. And you can just get laid off for no reason. Whereas if you were there in the beginning, you're more you're just more of this important component to the machine that you're not really replaceable. So when I got guys coming in with me now, these guys are really securing themselves, because at some point when we just have so many prop guys coming in, it's, when you guys are washing out, it's like, oh, well, we got too much shit going on, So there is risk in the beginning, and Greg understands that, but he doesn't give a fuck. He wants to just do it. He's like, I don't give a fuck about the money. I don't have a bunch of fucking bills I need to pay. He will go for the fucking ride just to go for the ride. And he really believes I can get him there. I mean, he fucking donated $200 to me. Like earlier this week, I'm like, dude, you don't need to fucking do that. But he's just so happy and thankful for the fucking what's happening. Like, he just feels good, and he did it out of the goodness of his heart. And he said, hey, take your girlfriend out for a nice dinner. And that's what I'm going to do with that $200. I'm going to take my girlfriend out to a nice fucking dinner because Greg told me to. And also another big aspect of working with me is, like, I talk to him on the phone now. Like, I want to get to know you guys on a personal level. I want to be like your friend. I want to be your homie, because we're in this together. And I want to build that relationship, that bond. So that's very important for me. So that's a benefit of working with me versus you, especially in the early days here, is you just don't get, I mean, is Mike Bellafury really willing to hang out with some of these traders? Probably the big guys like Shark or whatever, but like, come on. But he also has a family and shit. But, yeah, so there's that aspect. So Greg has that going for him, and the fact that he wants to be a senior trader and that he wants to teach other guys, that'll take a lot of shit off my plate, and I'll be able to expand the business in other avenues. So the fact, and I knew it, I fucking knew it. I told all these other traders want to be a senior trader and help guys. I know he is. And then he told me and confirmed it. I fucking knew it. And the fact that he trades like me and he wants to help other traders, and he knows trades very closely to what I do, which is good. And he wants to help other guys expand that edge, means I can kind of let go and start to work on other aspects of the business at some point. So for me, it's not just him being consistent and making half of his money. He's bringing something to the table that other guys aren't bringing. He's got all of this experience, trades a lot like me. He also started listening to my hypnosis tracks. I made hypnosis tracks on scalping, which I've been doing. That's why I don't hold anymore, because I brainwashed myself into just scalping. I have no desire to hold. I might have to reverse that in the future, but as of now, no desire. So I had him listening to this track, and he was starting to perform a little bit better. And he kept sharing his P&L. And I never asked for it. And then we saw one day where he lost $2,000, but he dug out of it. He fucking dug out of it. He dug a fucked up combine out of the graveyard. I need to see that shit. If I can see a guy take a big ass hit and they're able to dig out, there's so much fucking value into a trader who has the ability to do that. And he dug out of the motherfucker. It took him a few weeks, but he did it. So, he's consistent. He's fucking consistent. He's consistent. But he blew out because of emotions. And if I'm sitting next to him and I'm preventing him from blowing out, well, then he's just going to be consistent and we're not going to see those blowouts anymore. So there's like, it has to work. There's no way it couldn't work. So him just sharing what he's fucking doing. Because listen, if I don't know you, I don't know who you are, what you're doing, and, you know, why the fuck would I pick you? I'm sorry. That's just because people ask me, and I'm like, well, you need to share your fucking P&Ls or just talk. And then I have guys share their P&L for one day and never hear from them again. And that tells me you're really not that passionate, and you don't want it as bad as some guys. Another thing I'm looking for is low-hanging fruit. I need those apples that are very ripe, okay? I need guys that I think are there. I think that I can get there very fast. If you're a brand new trader, it's a waste of my time to cultivate you for a fucking year or 2 years. Like, I want guys that I think I can get there in a month. And you have to put yourself in my shoes to understand this perspective. You have to put yourself in my shoes to understand this perspective, okay? And that perspective is, my time is valuable, and I need guys to start making money, and a lot of money, really quick and really soon. So that way, you're getting paid a good salary, and I'm making money. Because if you're making fucking $200 a day and we're splitting that ain't worth it for me, and it ain't worth it for you. I need you guys to be making at least 2 G's a day, at least minimum. 1,000's okay, but we need to get that the fuck up. Okay, we need to make as much as we possibly can. So that's another benefit is some traders get stuck on certain size and they freak out about scaling up. That's another thing I'm going to do is push you to fucking start getting more size on. Because once you realize that size doesn't even fucking matter, I mean, there's a point where as a scalper, where you get partial fills or whatever, but pushing you guys to get more size on faster. Because some of you are just too hesitant to do that. You need somebody like me to push you. That's a benefit. But I need low-hanging fruit. I need guys that I can get there in like a month. But I'm not just taking anybody. Like obviously I'm taking people from my community. I want to take people more so from the coffee that are talking to me, because it's like, all right, this guy's modeling me, so it's going to be easier for me to coach. If you're low-hanging fruit, but I don't understand your trading system, then that's not really low-hanging fruit for me. If you're low-hanging fruit in the sense that you're just teetering on consistency, but your trading style and system and the products you trade are just for me, yeah, that's a pretty ripe apple, but it's like higher up in the tree. It's not low hanging, so I can't just grab it. It's like, well, there's a lot more going on there. And my second prop guy that's coming through, he listens to me and he understands a lot of my concepts, but he's trading things a little different. And he understands why, he's starting to understand more and more why he should be scalping. But he's very determined to leverage what I'm doing and push those trades further. So I did tell this trader, listen, I don't need to know your system, because we had a conversation today because I just had some downtime. So I'm like, look, dude, I don't need to know your system. Just tell me where you're trying to buy and where you're trying to sell. Vice versa. And I'm going to help you attempt to finesse your way in, because this execution is garbage. But I also explained to him today why scalping and hold is not what you think, and it doesn't work very well. And if you're getting really good at scalping into trades, you might as well just scalp instead of trying to hold, because when you try to hold, a lot of the times the trades are coming back. So I have Greg, who's obviously in position 1. And by the way, that trader I was just talking about, he's going to be sort of out of the realm, but not too far removed that I think I can get him there. But anyways, also with Greg, I'm going to be sharing more of his journey. I think a lot of this channel is going to be sharing this. I think you guys are going to get more value from this. Obviously, I want you guys to work for me, and I want it to be competitive. Like, I want you guys to be clamoring over each other and fighting each other to work for me, because I want to be able to pick low-hanging fruit. And you got to understand why that's important for me, and I explain. Okay? But this is also a great opportunity for some of you guys. But the problem is, like, I don't know how long it's going to take to get these first 3 traders there. Could take all year. Okay? So I don't know when wave 2 is going to come in, if they come in. There's a lot of unknown. We're on the hard right edge, folks. But I think sharing this journey is going to be very valuable for you guys, because nobody's like, hold on. Nobody's like doing this. Nobody's making this kind of fucking content. Like, we don't really know what prop firms are doing. And yeah, there's going to be a point where there's certain things we don't share. But as of right now, I'm literally, what I do now on the edge we have now is so skill dependent. Once we start putting in like 30, 50 contracts and we got to hide them on the DOM and shit, and the technology we need to use for that, yeah, we're not going to share that shit. And we're not going to show that shit. And I'm not going to talk about that shit. Right? But as of now, the trading and the edge is just so skill dependent that it's just like nobody's going to take the edge. And Greg's been watching and studying me for a long time, that while he does what I do and it's very similar, it was very apparent to me as of this week of coaching him that he doesn't truly fully comprehend what the fuck I'm doing. Because what I do is just so many moving parts, and it is complex in some ways. But it's also not. It's not for me because I understand it. But also, Greg has bad habits, and it's great because, like, as far as my coaching style goes, I just get to see like where you're having problems and what I need to like hone in on. And one thing Greg is really hung up on from his DOM reading days is reading the limit order. So I made him like get rid of the limit orders. Like, I made him make the white font on the limit orders the same color as the background so he couldn't see, because he was just kept looking at it. And I'm like, no, dude, the problem is it's like a pair of tits. I need you to look over here at the price action, but you keep looking at the titties in the corner of the room because he's been doing it for a couple of decades, right? So let's put a bra on it. Let's cover them titties up. But then I started to realize he was having issues where he didn't know where the spread was. So we did top of book where we just saw the best bid and the best offer. Now he knows where the spread is. And it's just always been really good at teaching and training people, man. I taught one of my buddies how to drive stick shift recently. And I put him through all these drills, like how to reverse up a bump, how to ease the clutch and to get it up a curb. And I just like full blown lesson this guy. Like I just have a natural teaching ability that I'm really good at, that I think it would be very, I think my ability to be really good at teaching and coaching guys, because I've done it, you know, I did it with the little girl I raised. I've done it when I trained people. When I used to serve tables, I was really good at it. People would tell me how good I was at it. Because I like to get inside your head. And that's what I was doing with Greg. I like to get in his head. I want to be Greg. I want to know who Greg is, what he's all. I do it with haters too. And they don't fucking like that shit. But I want to know Greg, who he is. I want to feel Greg. I want to understand what makes Greg tick, what his issues are. I want to become this empath to where I am Greg. And, you know, like, I think I would do disjustice for the entire trading community if I didn't fucking do this. I think I would better serve the community doing this, running a prop firm. I think I will be happier doing that. I think I'll be more passionate with that. As much as I like trading, I like working with traders more. And yeah, I just think it would just be a waste. And I think it would create opportunity. If I didn't do this, there would be, like Greg just would never have this opportunity, and he would never be able to get out of his 9-to-5 job if this didn't exist. So by me subbing up to the plate, it's in my opinion that it's opening the doors for you guys to walk down a path that may never have existed if I never did it. Just like this YouTube channel, if I never created this YouTube channel, I get love messages from you guys all the time, love letters. I see how some of you actually go in a prop and shit like that, and I inspired you, some of you guys, or I helped some of you guys get consistent that I didn't know about. So if this channel didn't exist, those opportunities for some of you may never really have presented themselves because you didn't look at this channel. And I feel that's where my service to you guys will be best leveraged. That's how I feel I can give you guys more value than any other trading channel. But I don't give a fuck about competition, because there is no competition, because nobody can be Fat Cat. And yeah, I got a big fucking ego, and my girlfriend loves that shit. But also, those of you who know, I am like your biggest, if you're on my team, you're in my corner, I'm your biggest fucking fan, and I will gas you up, and I want you to achieve it. I want you to fucking achieve it. And yeah, I want to make a lot of money too. That's definitely a part of it. Like, no sense in bullshitting about that, right? Because if I can make millions and millions of dollars running a prop firm, it's going to be hard work. So that's kind of well deserved with how much work it goes into it, right? But I think that's where it's best leveraged. So, working with Greg, I think sharing this journey is just going to give you guys an insight you've never seen. I think it's going to help you guys. And if you never get on the team, that's okay. If it never happens, the prop firm never happens, that's okay, because we're all going to learn from this. And this could inspire you guys. Hearing about my traders and what they're going through and watching them get successful or overcome challenges, that could be just enough to get you guys to be able to do it on your own. And our path may never cross other than this video. So I do see there's value in it for you guys. So don't think there's not, just because it's hard to get in on this shit. So, it was interesting. When I first started watching Greg, I noticed he was missing a lot of opportunities on Monday. So I go, the rest of the week we're drilling. So I started having Greg start to hunt and track setups. And then I started to have Greg place trades. And like I said, I want to become Greg. I want to become you. And what I want to do is, when I'm you, I want to put myself inside of you so you become me. So what I want to do is almost be like a puppet master, but I want you to become me. So I really get Greg to think like me, do what I do, hit the mouse where I would hit it. And obviously there's hesitation and he's kind of fucking up or whatever. But today, on Friday, August 23rd, 2024, him and I didn't coach Wednesday, so there's only been 4 sessions. But he did well today. He was in the green. Yeah, it was just a fucking drill. But when it comes to professional athleticism, when it comes to football or anything, there's a lot of practice. And that's the thing. I'm drilling him in a way where we need to go through drills and practice, because I realized when he was on the combine, he was just missing shit. And then he was kind of fucking up and FOMOing stuff. Yeah, it's down like $25 or $50 on the combine. Who gives a fuck? Because he passes it, and then he, what he does is because we're doing an official combine, he's giving me 50% as a consulting fee. And that's the thing. When I get 3 traders consistent, once I have a track record, I'm going to secure funding. So that way we're not relying on these third-party combines. So that's another issue. We're going to need to secure funding. So, yeah. But also, you know, it's like Greg just performed better today and he was tighter. His mouse control was good. And also when we did do his trade reviews, I would have him listen to theta waves. So that way his brain would go into a relaxed state, a meditative state as we were reviewing his trades. Because when we review the trades, I want his brain to be in a relaxed theta state because that's how you reprogram the subconscious mind. So as I have him go into almost like a hypnotic-like trance when we're reviewing, more of that information is being programmed. This is my theory. More of that information is being programmed into his subconscious mind, so he's more likely to make the changes he needs the next day quicker. This is why I think I can get guys consistent pretty quick, assuming they're the right guy. And not everybody's coachable either. Some guys just don't fucking listen. That's another thing. So, yeah, and Greg once I introduced those fucking theta waves, his shift the next day was very, very great, like night and day. His performance on Thursday to his performance today on Friday, once we reviewed with those theta waves, his performance was night and day, just vastly improved. He was quicker at hunting, stalking. He was on top of it. He was feeling it more. He was getting more in flow state. And what's interesting is when he was trading the combine on Monday, I know I'm kind of going back and forth, but when he was trading the combine on Monday, because when I have a new trader, I just want to watch them first. I'm just going to let you do your thing. Just do your thing. And then when I see where the problems are, then I start to get more hands-on. So on Monday, I'm like, you're calm, you're patient, you're content. You are calm and patient and content. You don't care about when the moves run because you are a professional trader. You are so calm right now, Greg. You're so content and you're waiting for the perfect setup. And there was other traders listening, and they're like, holy fuck, I felt really good in my session. So there were other traders who were listening to me coaching Greg, and me just talking to Greg like that, they felt good in their trading too. And these are techniques I don't think other prop firms are leveraging. And I have my second and third trader. Let's talk about them. So number 2 and 3. Number 2 doesn't trade like me. I've already talked about him a little bit. Number 3 is a coffee sub who's trying to model me. So he's going to be a great candidate. So I'm like, hey, I need you guys to start talking. So I created a little area for them to talk. And I'm like, you guys just talk. I can't help you guys because my focus is on Greg. So now I'm getting them to communicate. And they're meeting and talking in voice all the time. I'm like, don't text each other. You guys need to go in voice. So they started doing it in a DM. I'm like, don't DM it. I need you guys to make it all public for me to see. So now I'm kind of getting these guys to communicate. What they talk about, I don't really give a fuck about. Well, I do care, but like, I don't give a fuck in the sense that doesn't sound good. I don't give a fuck in the sense that like, just talk, whatever, just talk about trading. Just whatever you guys feel you need to talk about it. So now they're talking a lot, sharing things with each other, because I need these guys, if as they watch me coach Greg, there's certain things I have Greg doing that if they can start doing right now, if they can start fixing some of their problems right now or psychological issues right now, if they can start to hone in on the edge right now better, that's less shit I need to teach them when it's their time. Thus, the fruit got a little bit lower and I'll probably be able to get them even faster, if that fucking makes sense. They're communicating and they're also excited because they realize how many people want to do it and they're 2 and 3 in position. So now they're actually excited. And it's interesting because I've never seen community members more inclined to wanting to do work and more excited to talk trading and more excited to fix their problems than when they have this opportunity to be on a prop desk. Like, I've tried to get traders to be accountable and journal, and it just never really worked well. And that's what I said earlier in the video. I believe that when you have an organization you're going to work for, you're more likely to actually do what it takes. So I hope you guys enjoy this. I hope you're excited to see how this unfolds. I hope you're going to, there's nothing like this. I hope you guys enjoy seeing the transparency of this journey, and I hope it's inspiring the fuck out of you, first and foremost. So with that being said, I will see you in the next video.